Okay, this is a video about the fast shoulder, and we're going to define the fast shoulder a little closer than we did in the main body of the videos, the first 4 videos, which teach you all the basics that have to do with pitching. Now, when I was talking about the fast shoulder, I was talking about something that was important, and that's sequencing. Now, most pitching coaches will talk about a kinetic sequence of events. And that kinetic sequence of events typically goes like this. You step up to the plate, okay, you balance, okay, you bring your hands together for the hand brake, okay, and then you bring this leg up, and then when you bring the leg up, you start to fall into your first function of the mechanics, which is the lever leading out, okay? And the lever, of course, is gravity pulling on the hip, pulling you down like this, okay? And then you turn around and throw the ball. Okay. Now, there's a bigger sequence of events to that. I mean, there's a sequence, you come down like this, okay? Then you're gonna take this foot and come out with the stride foot, land where you're going to land, okay? And then you're going to, with this hand back here, okay, the hand brake is over already, the glove is out here, all right, you're bringing your glove forward and your hand is back here. Then you're going to do the hip to shoulder separation. You want to try and avoid early trunk rotation. You bring the hips around, and then you bring the ball forward and throw it to the target. Now, with the fast shoulder, we want to cover primarily 2 levers only. And putting these 2 levers together will be the core of what you have to do as a pitcher. Now, these 2 levers are somewhat complex levers because you have to do them in sequence. And when you're doing them in sequence, it requires a little bit of practice and time to get it synchronized. You're going to use gravity, okay? The very first force coming out of the pitching motion, okay? The leading hip coming backwards, you're using gravity, you're falling towards the plate. Gravity's really pulling you down, but you're falling towards the plate using the drive leg as the pedestal that you're holding the hip up with, okay? So the leg comes out and it comes forward. We're going to skip the leg, okay? This is where coaches like to talk about hip to trunk rotation, and it's important. Hip to trunk rotation is very important, but what's really going to get it done for you, okay? Hip to trunk rotation is a device that you use to get the ball and the arm into proper position to where you can throw it. Very, very important. Really, really important. But you want to, in some way, shape, or form, slip in this unique process that causes the ball to go faster. Now, in cricket, you can run up to the pitcher's block and throw the ball. That's kind of what you want to fool your body into doing here. So you're letting the first lever come out, you're falling towards home plate, okay? And you're doing the leg comes out, and then there's the hip to shoulder separation. But what you really want to do, what you really want to have going for you, is the fast shoulder. Now that means that you just can't go like this. Okay, that's throwing from the shoulder, okay? Throwing from the shoulder is okay when you're out in the field, when you're playing catch, okay, when you're doing all those things that you do as a ball player. But we all know that when you're out there in the field, when I say out there, I mean way past second base or way out there in the outfield somewhere, you want this ball, if you're not going to throw to the cutoff man, okay, which he should be the closest guy to you, you want to be able to have as much posture as possible to throw that ball as far as possible. And the great thing about being an outfielder, of course, is you have the crow's hop, okay? You can do that little step that gives you just that little extra like you were throwing a cricket ball. But for all practical purposes, you're going to come forward, you're going to use this arm, and you're going to fold your entire torso forward, like this, okay? Now, that is going to give you the kind of force and reach that you're looking for. It's going to allow you to throw the ball far, it's going to allow you to throw the ball fast. And of course, that's what you want. You want to throw the ball far and fast. In this video, what I'm asking you to do is to learn how to combine the two base levers, okay? And that is balling towards the base and then doing the quick flip around, okay, to the fast shoulder. That means the shoulder coming all the way down to here. In simple terms, once again, okay, learning how to get the first function of the leverage to come out, okay? You're coming out, then you're flipping around, okay? And of course you're doing all this based on how you use your leg. You know, some people want to come back here, some people will just come up here, okay? Others have different ideas, like I like to do it Sandy Koufax style, okay? And then come forward with the ball and throw the shoulder as far as possible. What's a little confusing to some pitchers is you're releasing the ball about here, okay? So it's easy to look at somebody suggesting that you do this and say, well, I don't understand why I'm doing that. It's kind of like the walkthrough pitch. The walkthrough pitch is where you stand back a couple of steps, and you come this way, okay, and you let the ball go. You do that in practice. It's an interesting thing to learn, because you're in some way, shape, or form learning how to use the inertia of your entire body to throw the ball. And of course, you know, you can do it in practice. You can't do it when there's a game, because you're stuck with sticking your foot on the block. You got to keep it there. But in short order, okay, if you can come up to the block, all right, you can lean in and then do this quick flip around, okay? That means the hip to shoulder separation is there, okay? You got to follow through that like it's like you know it like the back of your hand, okay? In this, we're talking about the fast shoulder. You want to sequence the fast shoulder with the hip. Hip comes out, you threw the ball, okay? You want to throw the ball fast. You want to throw the ball as fast as you can. Now, once you've learned how to do this, and it's not hard, it just takes some time, okay? Once you've learned how to do that, and you manage to get it to the point where you're pretty fast, pretty accurate, then you can start adding in the rest of the levers there. What are the rest of the levers? Of course, you know, your pronated arm as you're coming in to do the whip with this arm, okay? There are additional levers, the one where you're coming back all the way down as far as you can here, and then letting the ball go, trying to get more inertia, more momentum out of the ball. All of those levers that go in there to make the entire process work and make you look like you're superhuman. Of course, you know, you're not, but we all look at people like Clayton Kershaw and we go like, wow, guy's amazing. Or, you know, Craig Kilburn, guys like this who are, you know, Chapman, 105 miles an hour. You know, these pitchers are doing something that really works. And they're sticking to the mechanics that really works. And of course, if you do what they do, you're going to get somewhat of the same result. And that's the fastball, which is what you want. The only other thing that you want to take into consideration is that when you are firing the ball at the target or at the catcher or whoever it is, and you're practicing and you're trying to get this sequence operation to work, throw the four-seamer, okay? You try to throw a curveball, you try to throw a knuckleball, you try to throw these other balls, and it's great. And and it's a wonderful thing to do. You want to learn how to throw all these different balls. But for this type of thing, you're looking for predictability. You're looking to aim the ball at the plate with the mechanics only. And when you can aim the ball at the mechanics without having to look directly at the base, okay, without having to look directly at home plate, paying attention to it like you were going to fall off the edge of the earth if you didn't do it right. You kind of don't, you want to see what you can do to learn how to aim the ball with the mechanics only, which means, of course, okay, you fall towards the base, okay, you come out with the leg, okay, handbrake, and then, wow, ball comes out. Do you have to be looking at the base? Well, guess what? When the game gets here, you're going to be paying attention to exactly what you should be paying attention to. And that means you're going to have your eye on the diamond, okay? The coach is going to be looking at you too, and everybody else. And they expect you to be, you know, keeping your eye on the diamond and using your head. But the facts of the matter is that if you can aim it with the mechanics only, when you do come to the game, you're going to be able to get all the accuracy that you're really looking for, that you're capable of course, based on the amount of practice that you put in. That's all you can ask for. That's what you want. You throw the ball. So if you can work it out where you're doing the leading hip, falling out, the first part of the mechanics, and then you can some way, shape, or form move through all the other mechanics you got to move through, and hip to shoulder separation is a big part of it. You want to flip that shoulder and throw that ball as fast as you can. And yes, maybe you are releasing the ball up here, okay? Releasing the ball, what seems like way back here to a lot of people. It doesn't matter, because if you come through with the fast shoulder, just like the walkthrough exercise, pitching exercise, you're going to cause your whole body to want to develop more momentum. And that's, of course, what you want to do. I think that concludes this video. Can't see what else there is to cover. Anyway, this is Tony Wilder, beginning pitching for the combination fast shoulder and leading hip. Thank you.